global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Global Happenings today. Peter Obi right now is at the center of this all. Prominent legend. The father was actually a legend in music. I'm talking about Afrobeat king himself, Fela Anikula Kokuti. But this time around, the son, the living legend, son Femi Kuti, have decided to speak on Peter Obi. In fact, what he said has brought a lot of controversies and reactions. I will react to it as well, but I feel that everyone is entitled to their opinion. But we should look at it critically, objectively, to get out something very meaningful out of it, because he spoke his mind, and I believe he's speaking the mind of many Nigerians out there. But probably for want of time or space, they've not been able to voice it out. So I think we should look at it critically as well. Then, of course, Peter Obi have not stopped talking. He's still talking, and he's looking at the fact that some recent past, I'm talking about probably 2-3 days ago, Femi Bajabamila, did an open post, uploaded a picture of him receiving lectures in diaspora. And this generated a lot of reactions. And Peter Obi have decided to speak on the fact that government civil servants are actually going to school abroad as he's on strike. He spoke quite a lengthy one. Then Datti also spoke on the issue of $19 billion for insecurity, and yet Nigerians sleep with one eye open. We're going to wrap all this news into one, but before we do that, kindly subscribe to our channel. Click on the red subscribe button beside it. You see a bell notification icon. Go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Let us start with what Femi Anikula Kokuti said. While Nigerians are getting ready for the presidential election, which will take place in 2023, the main candidate that will take part in the election includes Atiku Abubakar, Bola Tinubu, Peter Obi, and Rabiu Kwangwaso. Different people have said different things about this candidate. However, a famous Nigerian musician, Femi Kuti, have disclosed how he feels about the candidature of Peter Obi and other candidates. According to Femi Kuti, he has his reservations of all the candidates. According to Femi, he believes that the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress (APC), Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is too old to govern Nigeria. He also stated that as for Peter Obi, he knows that he has a lot of support from different parts of the country. However, he is not completely convinced about him because of his decision not to speak against corruption. Femi Kuti explained that although he has not heard about corruption allegations against Peter Obi during his time in power, he feels that he does not talk about corruption enough. Femi Kuti stated he would have loved it if Peter Obi becomes more vocal about fight against corruption. Femi Kuti noted that for now he is not completely convinced about any of the candidates because he still has his reservations about all of them. We're going to look at this later, but let's find out what that is said about terrorism. Let me quote him word for word. Dr. Yusuf Datti Baba Ahmed said, "How can you spend 19 billion in dollars, 19 not millions, so billions in dollars to fight terrorism, and we are still sleeping with one eye open? May Allah have mercy." Okay, but now let's look at the last one where Peter Obi spoke about civil servants going to school abroad. Well, in a series of tweets shared on social media, the former Anambra governor insisted that using taxpayers' money for such endeavors was inappropriate. He argued that it was not sensible to sponsor government officials to foreign universities while Academic Staff Union of Universities (ASU) is on strike. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabamila, had recently come under fire for sharing pictures of him taking a course at Harvard University. Also, officials of the Universal Basic Education Commission (UBEC) had recently attended the Advanced Leadership Program of George Business School (JBS) at the University of Cambridge, United Kingdom. Obi explained that if government employees must be sponsored with public funds, then it should happen within Nigeria. According to him, and I quote him, "Our public universities have been shut down since 14th of February. Some 5 months and counting. Our students and future leaders are idling away at home or in some undesirable places while our government is spending millions in foreign currency, supposedly training public officials in Ivy League universities across the world. Wow, such misplaced priorities and government misuse of public funds is no longer acceptable, while the future of our youth are being neglected. Through such policy neglect, we are unwittingly breeding some societal misfits who will someday embark on vendettas and take revenge on our society. As a matter as adaptive leadership, such trainings should be sponsored with public funds, should stop forthwith until our schools start functioning optimally. Meanwhile, such trainings, if need be, must be mandated to happen only within Nigeria. This is quite interesting. Okay, but let's look at what Femi Anikulapo said about the issue of corruption and why Peter Obi is not speaking loudly about it. The truth be told, Peter Obi is not the talking type when it comes to the issue of corruption. I believe that his action speaks volume. That's the same person that left PDP for Labour Party simply because he cannot even imagine himself vote buying, whether in naira or in dollar. He doesn't believe in it. If you Thank God he said something. Femi Nikolako said something. He said that although he has not had any allegation against him in power, that means he's not the type that will come and tell you campaign promises that when I get to power, I will make naira to a dollar. No need. Okay, let's go in and keep pushing. And another thing that I think I heard him say that he's not going to pursue corrupt leadership. I don't know why he's not going to do that because honestly, I think Peter Obi does not even know what is at stake when it goes in there, in the level of rot, where you have to borrow to add up with what your country has revenue your country have generated to be able to fund the budget for the next fiscal year is appalling. When you keep hearing things like AFCC have been able to unfold, public servants stealing in billions in dollars, and Nigeria is going a borrowing. It's worrisome. And that's why the likes of Femi Kuti is saying that maybe he should be talking more of corruption. I believe also that if he talks more of corruption, don't you think? I think Peter Obi is being deliberately evasive, and I think he's being wise about it as well. Because if he says he's going to fight corruption, who's going to allow him in? Of course, the legislative will not allow him in. The elite, the political elite, will never allow him to smell power because if he's going to fight them, he's probably going to fight quite a lot of persons in the corridor of power. The best thing to do in such situation is let him in first. Then he will know what he's in for. You have to change a lot of things to make the country function well. But if you begin to, some wise men said something and said, choose your fights and choose your battles. Don't fight on all fronts. You won't win. Sometimes turn a blind eye to the most important so that you can be able to get in, and if you have agreed with me and with him that he has not had any allegation that has to do with corruption in his reign as a governor of Anambra, that means we are dealing with somebody we shouldn't play with, someone we should be doing everything to sit him in power so that probably with one or two, assistants here and there, he could start making a change because the system itself is corrupt. It takes someone who is not corrupt to begin to start the cleansing of a corrupt system. If you begin to say you're going to cleanse the system itself will not let you in. I guess that's going to wrap it up. I may differ in my opinion. Let's meet in the comment section. What's your take? Have a nice time. God bless you. Bye.